This one's a bit wild, but pay attention. A tiny tick is forcing thousands of Americans to give up steak, bacon, and barbecue forever. One bite from the Lone Star tick and your immune system turns beef, pork, and lamb into deadly poison. There's no cure, no treatment, just a lifetime ban on red meat. The only question is, why are there videos showing boxes with tens of thousands of ticks being dropped in the woods? And viral footage shows a moose that's dead under a blanket of tens of thousands of ticks. And Americans are asking whether this plague is natural or engineered. I want you to type natural if you think this is just ecology, or weapon if you smell a setup. The evidence that we've uncovered is disturbing. Let's get into it. My name is Tom. I'm with the Daily Beltway, and I'm also a White House correspondent. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a follow. It helps keep bringing you the truth. I don't normally get into conspiracy stuff too much, but Bill Gates is into the non-meat stuff, right? The fake meat that's lab grown. And there's scientists on video saying that we need to do this. We need to release these ticks so more people are allergic to meat. Therefore, we don't have more cows. And less cow farts, I guess? Anyways, but the Lone Star tick is spreading like wildfire. 24 states now report cases of alpha-gal syndrome, a condition where a single tick bite reprograms your immune system to attack mammalian meat. The tick injects a sugar molecule called galactose alpha-1 3-galactose into your bloodstream. Your body develops antibodies. Then the next time you eat beef, pork, lamb, or goat, or whatever, your immune system goes haywire. Victims report hives, nausea, throat swelling, and full anaphylactic shock just hours after eating foods they've consumed their entire lives. There's no cure. The only option is permanent dietary exile from steak dinners, Sunday barbecue, and holiday ham. The CDC confirms cases have surged into the Southeast, Midwest, Illinois, where I live, and the Mid-Atlantic. Now, disturbing video footage is raising the alarm even higher. Check this out. He did a pretty good job compiling a lot of these together.
All right, I'm sorry if you're a sensitive person, but this needs to be talked about. You guys need to share this video. This is obviously a dead moose, somewhere in Canada, I believe, and it is just covered in thousands of ticks. This is the reason why it has died, because ticks will suck the blood, and when there's that many, there you go. Crazy. Now, I'm no expert, but I grew up in Canada, and I used to be out in the forest. I literally had a forest out back. I used to be in the forest all the time playing manhunt with my friends. We wouldn't even look for ticks. We'd never even check for them when we come home. If you got a tick, it was a very rare thing. And now we're seeing animals with tens of thousands of ticks on them, just covered head to toe. If you guys think that this is just a natural process, you're not very smart. And the timing of this couldn't be any better. You know, it's interesting that Big Pharma is coming out with vaccines for Lyme disease and, all this stuff to combat the ticks. It goes even deeper when top scientists at these companies go on air and talk about how they can bioengineer ticks to make us allergic to red meat. How about listen?
So possibly we can use human engineering to make it the case that we're intolerant to certain kinds of meat, to certain kinds of bovine proteins. And there's actually analogs of this in life. There's this thing called the Lone Star tick, where if it bites you, you'll become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe the mechanisms.
This is what they're talking about right here. These microscopic fucking ticks that are just outbreaking all over the United States. You guys think that this is a coincidence, huh? Do you think this is fucking normal, guys? Or do you think something
I'm sorry about the language.
else is going on here? Create the problem and the solution on repeat over and over again. Biological warfare, the same thing that we saw in 2020. That's what you're seeing right now. And I'm so sick of these Satanists that control everything, that poison our fucking air, our water, our food supply.
So I'm done with the language. But as you guys can see, he did a pretty good job compiling it. There's videos all over X and the internet right now that are showing boxes that they're finding in the woods that have thousands and thousands of these ticks in it that are just in the middle of the forest, that they're crawling out of it. An airplane goes over, or a drone or a helicopter or something, and they're dropping these containers. And they're all full of the Lone Star ticks. That's interesting, especially when you have Bill Gates and you've got all these other people that are talking about we need to get rid of more people and we need to have less global warming. Therefore, everybody shouldn't eat meat. Interesting how that works, right? That footage shows a dead moose in Canada completely blanketed in thousands of ticks. The animal's overwhelmed to the point of being killed. Its body covered head to toe in parasites sucking its blood. The person filming recalls growing up in Canadian forest, playing in the woods all the time, and rarely encountering ticks. And now we're seeing animals with tens of thousands, just covering them entirely. The video explicitly ties this to Lone Star tick and its ability to trigger meat allergies in humans. The narrator warns this is not natural and urges viewers to detox from everything they're doing to us. Online discussions have exploded with theories about what's really happening. Some point to scientific commentary where experts openly discuss using human engineering to make people intolerant to certain kinds of meat and bovine proteins. One widely shared post states the globalists have geoengineered a tick, which if bitten will cause a victim to develop a meat allergy, rationalizing it as helping to save the planet. Another person calls for testing tick samples, asserting these are more likely the ticks engineered to make humans allergic to beef in particular. For rural Americans, hunters, and families who gather around the grill, this is an existential threat. I fish probably 5 days a week when it's nice out. I catfish, so I'm in the woods, we're tearing through stuff, and we're getting covered in all sorts of everything. It's crazy. So forget about self-reliance and hunting culture. The red meat traditions are cornerstones of conservative values. Now a microscopic parasite could sideline sportsmen after decades of safe hunting and eating. Along with our kids and everybody else, it's going to alter their entire life. Because Bill Gates and these guys and Soros or whoever decides that we should be allergic to meat. So while mainstream sources blame ecological shifts and booming deer populations, the scale of this outbreak demands scrutiny. Wildlife smothered to being killed in ticks is not normal. Human cases climbing across 24 states is a pattern. Animals are dying. Americans are losing their ability to eat traditional foods. So I want you to let me know in the comments. Type cure if you think we need immediate research into reversing alpha-gal syndrome, or scam if you think this whole outbreak smells like a setup. And if you got value for this news update, tap subscribe, share this report. My opinion is next. So this tick crisis is an assault on American tradition. It's an assault on all of us. It could be in your state. It could be in your neighborhood. It could be in your backyard right now. You don't know. You just don't know. We don't know. Make sure you check yourself, your kids, your dogs, everybody for these ticks. But red meat is not just food. It's culture. It's like I eat steak a few nights a week. It's family barbecue on the 4th of July even. It's hunters providing for their households. It's self-sufficiency and resistance to elitist demands that we eat bugs and lab-grown substitutes. Now a tick is doing what years of propaganda couldn't, forcing Americans to abandon beef and pork overnight. Our food independence is under attack. We live in a republic that values freedom, including the freedom to decide what we put on our plates. And federal agencies owe us answers. I'm going to be at the White House in like 2 weeks. I'm going to ask Trump this. I'm going to be in there. I'm going to ask. I'm going to be like, I need to know about this. So is this ecological bad luck or biological manipulation? Either way, Americans deserve a cure and answers, not a dietary surrender. If we can engineer a solution, the question is whether anybody in power prioritizes American families over globalist climate agendas. Share this report, stay alert, and God bless. And watch out for ticks, apparently. There's a song about that, country music. Listen to it.